So you want to, nay, you need to make content, but you're not sure where to start. You've installed Bandicam to record your screen, and you've got a cracked version of Sony Vegas ready to edit and render your videos. Now really, any place is a good place to start, but there are much more effective ways to record and share your screen, as well as video devices, and edit them for free, without the obnoxious watermarks. The first and most important tool in your arsenal of content creation is OBS Studio. OBS is used for recording or streaming your screen, a specific window, video capture devices, audio sources and devices, browser sources, and cameras. I use OBS Studio. PewDiePie uses OBS Studio. Amaranth uses OBS Studio. XQC uses OBS Studio. Most creators use OBS Studio, and it's really what everyone should be using if they aren't already. Get OBS Studio now by downloading it from obsproject.com. Once downloaded, install OBS Studio and let the auto configuration wizard do its thing. If you already have a Twitch or YouTube account and you've decided which platform you would prefer to stream to, you can set up the stream authorization during the auto configuration phase using your account credentials. I would suggest skipping stream setup for now and just setting it up to record if you're brand new to content creation. You can add an account at any time in the OBS preferences, not just during the account configuration phase. Once your configuration is complete, you'll be met with the main OBS Studio window without any video sources. The desktop audio source is automatically added, as well as a microphone if you have one installed and on, or one built in, like the laptop I'm performing this example with. Let's begin by adding a new microphone source, or changing the one you have to a better source if applicable. I use a Blue Yeti, which is a USB microphone. First, I'm going to make sure that it's plugged in and set up. If you haven't set up your USB microphone yet, close OBS Studio to set it up. If you're using a microphone that uses a 3.5mm jack, all you have to do is make sure that it's plugged in. No extra setup required. If you're looking for a simple, easy to use, good sounding, and good value microphone, then I wholeheartedly endorse the Blue Snowball. If you require a bit more flexibility and functionality, will you be recording music? Will stereoscopic audio be important to the content you're creating, like say ASMR? Then I would suggest going and picking up a Blue Yeti instead. To add a new source for our microphone, click on the plus under the default scene sources collection. Select Audio Input Capture. From the Add New Audio Input Capture dialog box, select the microphone you'll be using from the drop-down menu. If you're using a USB microphone like I am, your microphone should be named as an audio input device in this window. If you're using a 3.5mm audio device, make sure you select the correct input from the drop-down menu that your device is physically connected to. Click OK, and your microphone has been added to the scene. Your microphone may not be very loud, or there may be a lot of background noise, like in my example. Nobody respects you unless you look cool. What a world we live in. Lots of background noise, it happens. You can set up audio filters in OBS to clean up the audio to sound like this, as I'm using OBS to record this voiceover as well. Check the description for a link to a video on how to get your microphone sounding its best using audio filters in OBS. Next, we want to set up a camera. If you don't already have a webcam to record or stream yourself, you can use an old iPhone or Android device as a camera. This is a good cheap option for a lot of people, but I wouldn't suggest using it long term as it is very hard on the devices and can quickly reduce their life expectancy. If you want more info on how to set up a smartphone as a webcam for OBS, leave a comment down below, and if there's enough interest, I'll make a short video on getting one ready to record and stream. I use a Logitech webcam for streaming, the C615, and I also use a Logitech C270. If you're just starting and looking for a great value on a webcam, I would definitely recommend the Logitech C270. It's 720p, has a good refresh rate, decent picture in color, plus it's easy on the wallet, usually like 30 bucks or less. To add the webcam as the source, we want to follow the same procedure as adding a microphone. Click the plus under the sources collection and select video capture source. Looking fly, sounding okay. If you're planning on vlogging or creating commentary content, then you're pretty much good to go from this point. If you're planning on streaming or capturing gameplay footage, then this next step is for you. There are a few different ways to capture gameplay on PC with OBS Studio, using a window source, a display capture source, or a game capture source. Depending on the game, you may have to change the method you use, but we're going to be looking at how to set up a game capture source. This may not work for all games, though it should work for most. If you're having issues capturing a specific game, give it a Google. There are usually answers out there from people who have already asked the same question. A good query to start with is how to capture X game using OBS Studio. Sometimes a quick fix is running OBS in administrator mode. This can make a lot of games that wouldn't be captured before become visible as a source. Okay, enough tangents. Let's add a game capture source. Similarly to the microphone and the webcam, we start by clicking the plus to add a source and then select Game Capture Source. Have it set to capture any full screen application. Now before we start up a game, let's make sure our sources are layered properly. We want the webcam as the topmost layer so it appears above the game capture. To change your sources layer, click and drag it to the level you wish for it to appear on. We're also going to resize it to be smaller so that it doesn't fill the entire OBS preview. To resize a source, select it from the sources list. A red bounding box should appear around the source. Move your mouse to one of the corners of the bounding box, click and drag the corner until your webcam source is a good size. Now that we've done that, let's start up a game and see how it all looks. Magnificent. Now we're ready to start recording or streaming gameplay with a face cam, desktop audio, and your voice. Hit start recording, do whatever you want, but try to keep the recording short for now. Now that we've made our first recording, we're going to need something to edit and render it with. That's where our next free program, Shotcut, comes into play. Finding a good video editor is hard, especially when you're looking for free software. There are more than a handful of options out there, but in my experience, Shotcut is easily the best. DaVinci Resolve is an okay alternative, but it's not open source and it has a huge install footprint when compared to Shotcut. I'm going to focus on using Shotcut since it is what I use for the majority of my video editing, and I find it to be the best free video editor. Previously, I'd been using Adobe Premiere, and the switch to Shotcut was pretty easy. To get started, download Shotcut from shotcut.org. Let's start by getting the recording we made in OBS Studio earlier. Navigate to the folder where OBS stores recordings. You can find it in OBS by going to File and then going to Open Recordings Location. Make sure that the video mode in Shotcut is set to automatic or to the video settings that you want your project to be rendered in. Now, drag your video recording from the Explorer window into the Job/Recent or Preview panel of Shotcut. Once Shotcut has read the file in, it will start playing in the Preview panel in the Source tab. While previewing the source, we are going to set the in and out points on the recording to cut out dead air at the beginning and end. Put the playhead at the point of the recording you'd like it to begin at and press I. This will set the source's in point for when we add it to our timeline. Now navigate the playhead to the point in the recording where you'd like it to end and press O to set the out point. When your in and out points have been set, click and drag your recording from the source monitor down to the timeline. Now we've trimmed our recording ready for further editing on the timeline. I'm going to make a few cuts here to trim the recording in the middle a bit more. To do this, place the playhead at the beginning of the section you'd like to cut out and press S to make a cut at that position or slice. Now move the playhead to the end of the section you'd like to slice and press S again. With this section now sliced up, we can remove it by selecting it and pressing X. I'm also going to cut and paste this intro part I filmed to the beginning of the video. Before I paste it though, I'm going to make sure Ripple All Tracks is enabled by clicking this icon above the timeline so that I don't overwrite what's already at the beginning of the project. To add an audio track for music, you'll want to click the hamburger menu, or the 3 horizontal lines that are above the timeline, and hover over to Track Operations. From the list that appears, select Add Audio Track. Alternatively, you can press Ctrl and U to add a new audio track to the timeline. With the new audio track now a part of the timeline, we can add some music to our clip. I've got this song that I picked from the YouTube audio library, a great resource for royalty-free music and sounds. Handling audio is similar to video in Shotcut. Just drag and drop it into the monitor panel or the Jobs Recent panel. Mark your in and out points, and then drag your marked audio clip from the source monitor to the new audio track on the timeline. With the new audio now on the timeline, you may notice that it's a lot louder than your recorded clip. We can fix this by adding a filter to the audio clip that we just added. To add a filter, first select the audio by clicking on it on the timeline. Then look for the Filters tab, usually grouped with the Properties, Export, and Playlist tabs. When you're on it, press the plus symbol. This will allow you to add and search for filters. The filter we want is Gain/Volume. This should be visible from the Favorites section in the Add Filters dialog. You can also type in the search bar to find a specific filter. So let's get our Gain/Volume filter and apply it. Once applied, we can set the parameters of our filter. In this case, we're given one parameter, level. Move the slider to the right to increase the audio clip's volume, or move it to the left to decrease its volume. We're going to go left on this one and make the music nothing more than a light background track. Now that we've got our clips cut the way we like and we've added background music, it's ready to be rendered. To do this, select the Export tab. From the list of presets, select YouTube. The YouTube preset is one of the best all-around options and will be a good choice for rendering any type of video that will appear on the internet with heavy compression. Using this preset will also make the processing time of your video on YouTube significantly less. Alright, with YouTube selected as the preset, let's click on Export File. Once clicked, we'll get an Export File window where we will name our rendered video and choose a location to save it to. Click Save in the Export dialog, then sit back and relax as your first Shotcut edit is rendered. With these two programs, OBS Studio and Shotcut, plus a basic understanding of how they work, you're now ready to start creating video content. In fact, after watching this video, if you've been following along, you've already created your first video. In the next part of this introductory episode, we'll look at some additional free programs to help you dramatically up your content creation game. Like and subscribe if you find this video helpful, and leave a comment if there's anything you have a question about. Subscribe and ring the bell so you know the instant when the second part of this episode drops and when all future episodes release. And check out the video I cut as an example for this tutorial in the cards or wherever. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'm Chill Bro. We are those who play. Keep on keeping on, and stay pretty.